It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening? Yes, hello. It's the first full day of spring. Yes, spring has sprung. It's the Geno Jones Show. I know, you can read the sign. I come to you live Monday through Friday, right here on my YouTube channel, the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel, part of the Geno Jones Show network, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern here in the Carolinas. If you are in Chicago, 5:30. If you're out in Los Angeles or Seattle or Portland, where my firstborn Boogie and my son-in-law Jonathan and Brooklyn the Bulldog, it is 3:30 p.m. Subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. So pull a video clip, make it go viral, create a YouTube short or create a viral 30 seconds, 60 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, put it up on whatever platform you got. TikTok, or you got Threads or Twitter, or now it's X. Did you see the Elon Musk conversation with Don Lemon? When people show you who they are, believe them. And believe them the first time when they show you. I digress. So, any platform, Instagram, Facebook, feel free to create some viral moments right here of the Geno Jones Show, which is brought to you by CM, like Mary, like my mother's name, CM Transportation. Shout out to Carissa Carter, CEO of CM Transportation. If your business needs dependable, reliable, on-time deliveries, or if you got a transportation company and they are not dependable or reliable and never on time, or almost never on time, contact Carissa Carter, CM Transportation. You can do a Google search. You can find her, Carissa, C-O-R-I-S-A, Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R, CM Transportation. Make sure you check her out and that company out if your company needs reliable, like I said, dependable, reliable, on-time deliveries for your business. So my business is coming to you to start off the show. So there's a lot of, so many concerts. Yesterday I was talking about New Edition. They've added some more shows. You know, they're doing a Vegas run. And the first run in February sold out like 45 minutes. Then starting July 3rd, they're going to do another run out in Vegas. I believe the Encore Theater, which is part of the Wynn Hotels. And then they're going to do another one October 30th and November 1st and 2nd. So I guess they ain't going to do a Halloween show. So maybe they'll go trick-or-treating on Halloween and then get back on stage out in Vegas. Well, she's going to Vegas, but not to do one of the resorts. She is launching a world tour. Who? I am talking about that hot girl summer herself. She's going to have a real hot girl summer. Megan Thee Stallion. Meg the Stallion repping Houston, Texas. Got a world tour, kicks off May 14th in Minneapolis. And then I think 3 days later, she's going to be in Chicago. She's doing Detroit, New York City, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Philly, her hometown of Houston, Texas. But then she's going over to England, United Kingdom. She's going to be in Dublin, Ireland. She's going to be doing a show in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And she's going to be in Paris. So she's got a global tour, 31 cities. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. And she's going out, her opening act, or her feature act is going to be the rapper from Memphis, Tennessee, repping the 901. I don't know if she's from the North. That's what Memphians, if you grew up on the north side, they call it the North. 3-6 Mafia, that whole crew. Glorilla is going to be out on tour with Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, it's really going to be a hot girl summer. And it's going to be a hot bank account for that sister. So shout out to Meg. I ain't mad at you. Speaking of hot, there's nobody hotter than Beyonce right now. And you know, she's got a new album. I told you about it, last week? I've been talking about it for a while. This is like act 2 of her Renaissance album. Country Carter is the name of this album. So, she released 2 country songs. They both went like to number 1. Well, one went number 1. The other one was number 2 on the Apple Music charts. And Texas Hold'em was number 1 on the country music charts. Then it was number 1 like on the pop music top 100 charts. Then it was number 1 on like the global music charts for Billboard. So the sister is doing her thing. And the album is called Country Carter. It's coming out March 29th. Now, according to Queen Bee, because a lot of folks even thought it was going to be like a country album. But no, hold on. Queen Bee said, this is not a country album. It's a Beyonce album. She just doing some country music. As a matter of fact, none other than Dolly Parton has kind of hinted. She is like kind of teased out there to the world that she thinks, or don't be surprised if you hear one of Dolly Parton's iconic country music songs called Jolene. Beyonce doing her version of Jolene. That I can't wait to hear. So shout out to Beyonce and Jolene and Dolly Parton, who's shown Beyonce a lot of love. As a matter of fact, so some people may be wondering, why did Beyonce decide to do this album? Well, funny you should ask. So she didn't want to like name check anybody. I wish she would have. Please, name check them so I can check their ass. But she was saying that she did I think she did a country song with the Dixie Chicks, I think around 2016. And she said she wasn't warmly received by people. She didn't name the people. I can guess who they are. It's not even a guess. The same folks that kind of gave her pushback and like, some of the hardcore, like the MAGA racist country music fans. Because yes, there's a significant number of the MAGA cult that loves country music. It's not a stereotype. That's just a fact. It's a documented. There's data to prove it. I digress. So, but she just said that she wasn't warmly received when she released that song. So that inspired her, I'm paraphrasing, to do some more country music, because country music has African roots. That banjo, that instrument, that banjo, so many country music artists have played or have musicians play banjos in their music. Oh, did you know? Did you know that banjo, no, it didn't come from the hills of West Virginia or Kentucky or the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee? None of that. Didn't come from Mississippi or Alabama or rural Georgia or Texas or Louisiana or Oklahoma. That banjo came from West Africa. When our enslaved ancestors came here, they brought that instrument with them. And they would play it and they would sing songs and, maybe they'd be sad or depressed and just, they would sing songs to try to get through the day of the inhumanity and brutality of being enslaved. And they would play the banjo. So you had enslaved people that taught like the overseers, or I don't think some of the masters were too damn lazy. They weren't trying to, but they had overseers. So Southern whites learned how to play the banjo from our African ancestors that were enslaved. So absolutely, country music has African roots. They don't want to tell you about that. As a matter of fact, they didn't even start like country music charts until like early 1920s. But when they came out with the country music chart, if you were a black artist, you could make the country music charts. So only the white artists that were doing this country music, you would see their music and you would see them on the country music charts. So Queen Bee, do the damn thing, Queen Bee. I ain't mad at you. Let them know. Get it twisted. They're like, no. I could see the MAGA cult watching the show losing their damn mind. No, you Negroes just, can't we have anything to ourselves? You Negroes just want to take over everything. My God. You got basketball, you got football. Oh my God, you used to have baseball. Jesus. You got the black women dominating in tennis. You're dating our women, having babies by our women. Oh my God, can't we just leave us alone? Can't we have something to ourselves? No. Well, some of the things you can keep. I digress. I'll keep it up here today. But some of the things y'all got, you don't have to worry about me. I don't want no parts of it. It's all yours. You can have that. So shout out to Queen Bee. Country Carter coming out. Have you seen the album cover? So she's on like a white horse, or kind of like an off-white color horse. She got a cowboy hat, got her boots on, and like got an American flag. Beyonce, that's how you, that reverse psychology, that's how you play the game. I'm patriotic. Country music, I got my cowboy boots and my cowgirl hat and my cowgirl boots, and riding a horse, carrying the American flag. How more patriotic can you be? The American flag and country music. Huh? Right? What? Isn't that what y'all say, MAGA cult members? All right, I digress. So, speaking of music and concerts and performance, there have been some stories out about Bruno Mars having a $50 million gambling debt. Damn. There have been stories that the people who, some of the big high rollers and gamblers, they have seen, one dude said he was like right next to Bruno Mars. I don't know what, was he poker, crap table? But he said he watched him lose $17 million. If I lose 17, I don't gamble. But if I lost $17, I'd be out. So, now, Bruno Mars, by the way, this alleged $50 million gambling debt was with the MGM Casino, the MGM Grand Casino. Now, why is that important? Because Bruno Mars gets $90 million a year. That's before taxes. After taxes, it's probably going to be around 60-ish. All right, because he's in that high tax bracket. So anyway, he gets, before taxes, $90 million a year from the MGM Grand because he's been performing there. I think this has been going on since 2016. Now, according to the MGM Grand, they say that Bruno Mars does not have a debt with the casino, that he's a valued partner and we love him and the fans love him. Speaking of Bruno, it's got more going on at the MGM Grand. As a matter of fact, Silk Sonic, which is Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, and apparently they were, for a minute, they were kind of on the outs about money, I hear. That's what I heard, allegedly. But apparently they made up, so I guess the money's right. So Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, a.k.a. Silk Sonic, you know, they did their version of the Confunction song, and it escapes me, but it's a ballad. So anyway, Silk Sonic, Hit Records, they are performing as Silk Sonic it's called The Park, at the MGM Grand stage. So I guess Bruno Mars is going to be playing two venues at the MGM Grand. It'll be the Silk Sonic group with him and Anderson .Paak, and then he's going to do a solo thing, I guess at another part of the MGM Grand Casino. That's probably how he paid the debt off. It's like, just take it out of his check, right? Okay, all right, so 90 a year, so Uncle Sam will take, what, about 40, that's the 40% tax bracket. And then we gonna go ahead and I don't know how they probably broke it up into payments, like, you know, twice a month to get paid, deductions, FICO, gambling debt, baby mama child support. I'm just joking. I don't know if does Bruno, I have not heard Bruno Mars, I don't even know if he's married, or is he married? I don't know if he's got any children. Some of you all are watching right now. If you're watching me in real time, you can Google that and post it in my live chat room. Speaking of my live chat room, hello to my number one fan, my executive producer, my mother, Mary Dixon. Hello, my sugar. I love you back, mother. I will talk to you after the show. So, listen, Bruno Mars, he puts on a great show. The brother's bad. I am not mad at him. So, I'd go check him out. There's a lot going on, man. Bruno Mars has been out in Vegas. Usher is going to go back. He's doing another residency in Vegas. But he was in London, and they added more shows. I told people, I said, man, after the Super Bowl halftime show, that he absolutely killed it, in spite of Jermaine Dupri looking like a black leprechaun, with the little knickers and the bobby socks. I ain't hating on Jermaine. I'm just saying, he looked like a black leprechaun. Instead of being in all green, he had on black and white. I ain't gonna blame. I'm gonna blame it on his stylist. I'm sure somebody, or like I said with my guest co-host on Friday, Keela Carson, some woman told him that he looked real good. Some woman said, "Ooh, Jermaine, you look sexy in that." That's how it works. I'm telling you. I promise you. Some woman, maybe it was the stylist, some woman that he knows well or close to, told him he looked good in that outfit. He's in the mirror. Man, I look good. And she walked up behind him. Yeah, baby, you sure do look good. Went to his head. So I digress. Happy birthday today, Vanessa Bell Calloway. She was Princess Izzy that was hopping around, woo, woo, barking like a dog in the first Coming to America. That's who they wanted, Eddie Murphy or Prince Akeem to marry. He was the head. Well, you know, his dad, the king, King Joffrey, which was James Earl Jones, and they wanted him to. It was like an arranged marriage. He wouldn't have none of that. That's why he went to America. Coming to America, all-time classic. The sequel, it was good, but I mean, the first one was just iconic. So she played Princess Izzy. She was also Tina. So in the movie What's Love Got to Do with It, she played Tina Turner's best friend. She was the woman. So remember the movie, and this was after Tina really got jumped on real bad. I think that was after her and Ike had that fight in the car where he was beating on her, but she beat his ass. She beat his ass and jumped out of that limo and ran across the interstate and said, listen, I'm Tina Turner. I don't have any money, but I promise if you give me a room overnight, you'll get your money back in spades. So, and after that, there was a woman that taught her, because you may not know, you may or may not know, she became a practicing Buddhist. And that was the woman that taught her how to do the Nam-myo chant. I can't really do it because I can't really, Nam-yo-yo, I'm not even going to disrespect Buddhism. But anyway, that woman in What's Love Got to Do with It, that taught Tina Turner's character, Angela Bassett, her character, she played Tina Turner. So the sister that was her friend that taught her Buddhism and taught her how to chant, that is Vanessa Bell Calloway, 67 today. Also 67 today, talking about movies. One of the greatest directors of all time. Not necessarily one of the greatest actors, but one of the, without question, one of the greatest directors ever in the history of cinema or film, Spike Sheldon. That's his first name. His real government name, Sheldon Lee. Spike Lee, 67 today. Should have got the Oscar, the Academy for being the best director for Malcolm X. And of course, Denzel Washington got cheated. I will still say, listen, I know y'all gave him the Academy Award for Training Day. Really, that was the award. Y'all was just trying to make up because you cheated his ass out of that Academy for Malcolm X. Denzel Washington's portrayal of Malcolm X was one of the greatest pieces of acting I have ever seen. I can't think of anybody that played a character that was better than Denzel's portrayal of Malcolm X. Oh my God. He became Malcolm X. It was like Malcolm X's spirit had just overtaken taken over Denzel's body and soul. It was an incredible performance. So I digress. Spike Lee, of course, Malcolm X, Do the Right Thing, Jungle Fever, He's Got Game, Black Klansman, the original Kings of Comedy. Did you know he was the director for the original Kings of Comedy movie with my man, the late Bernie Mac, rest in peace, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, yes. Spike Lee was the director for the original Kings of Comedy. Crooklyn, too many movies. Chirac, which was kind of, Spike, that was some bullshit. You know about Brooklyn, but no, you don't know about The Shot by Chicago. But I digress. Now, I won't hold that against you. Spike Lee, 67 today. And on this day, because every day is Black History Day here on the Geno Jones Show, and March is Women's History Month, and on this day, she was born on this day way back in 1915. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Yes, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. So you got to be good to say that, because your tongue, if you got that thick tongue, you get tied up. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the godmother of rock and roll. Have you ever heard of Sister Rosetta Tharpe? Well, you have now. You can Google her. She was born in 1915. She influenced, listen, there's a reason they called her the godmother of rock and roll, because if you saw Little Richard, who, as he said, he was the architect, Chuck Berry, and then a thieving ass Elvis came in and stole it and was moving around like Chuck Berry and Little Richard. They all were influenced, and they've stated that Sister Rosetta Tharpe influenced Little Richard and Chuck Berry and Elvis. And she was also the first big superstar, the first big star of gospel music. I know that's a hell of a combination, to be the godmother of rock and roll and to be the first big star, the first great star of gospel music. That's how bad the sister was. Put some respect on her name. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, born on this day in 1915. Before I get out of here, and I want to thank everybody watching me live. Hey, if you're watching me live, I know I had a lot of my listeners who listen to my radio show, Star 99.7 here in Charleston, South Carolina, Metro, the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. You can really listen online anywhere in America. Just download the TuneIn app, or if you got Alexa or Siri, because a lot of people work from home now. So you can tell Alexa or Siri to find Star 99.7. Or just say, Alexa or Siri, play Star 99.7 out of Charleston, South Carolina. Star 99.7. And Alexa or Siri will pull it up. Or you can do it in your car, whatever. So anyway, I want to shout out to, I had some of my listeners called me this morning, said they would be watching the show. They didn't know that I had been doing this show almost 3.5 years. All my great guests I've had on, everybody from Ronald and Ernie Isley were on the show. This is about 2 years now, about 2.5 years, from their home out in Los Angeles. So I had, Lettucey, Kenny Lattimore, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Howard Hewitt, Roy Chip Anthony, some of the big new R&B stars, a lot of them. My brother October London, Back to Your Place, whose video I got in rotation. So just so many big stars, Senator Cory Booker. So you can go back and binge watch any of those episodes. And feel free to jump in my chat room, say hi, let me know you're watching. If you got a question. Oh, by the way, I know a lot of people, they tuned in expecting to see the First Lady of the First Lady of the city of North Charleston, Tracy Burgess. So Tracy's under the weather. She's got a little bug. I I ain't gonna rat nobody out. I'm not gonna dry snitch about how she got it. Maybe, possibly. But unfortunately, she's got a little bug. She called me about 2 hours ago, and I could hear it in her voice. Because actually, I talked to her this morning, and she was feeling under the weather and pretty bad. But she apologized. I told her, I said, listen, First Lady, we need you to get your rest. So Tracy Burgess will be on. March is Women's History Month, and we're recognizing women in general, especially African American women, who may not get recognized in other forms of media, your corporate media, other platforms. I'm going to elevate these women and their stories specifically right here for the culture on the Geno Jones Show. So the First Lady of the city of North Charleston, she said, she'll be on next week, one day. I'll let you know. Hopefully by Friday, I'll let you know. Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, she will be on. So hopefully she'll get well quick. Hopefully it's like one of those little 24-hour bugs. We're going to name and claim that she will be feeling great 24 hours later, 24 hours from like right now. Hopefully she'll be feeling better. So she's always done great work in the community along with her husband, former police chief Reggie Burgess, family member, not just a friend of the show, family member of the show, who was the first African-American police chief of the city of North Charleston. He went on to make history as the first African-American mayor of the city of North Charleston. He was sworn in January, and that meant that I think it was January 2nd or 3rd that Tracy Burgess became the first African-American First Lady of the city of North Charleston. So we will have her on next week. Now, before I get out of here, so I heard the state of Alabama, they have passed a law to eliminate all the DEI programs in all the public schools, not just elementary schools. Primarily, they are targeting the colleges and universities because Florida did it with Governor Dumbass Death Wish DeSantis, Ron DeSantis, or call him Ron Death Wish. So he passed these anti-DEI laws that say you can't have any programs that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion and the whole 9 yards. Why are they against that? Because they want to go back to racist practices of virtually banning or limiting or keeping out as many, if not all, of African Americans as they can. So now, Alabama, they have adopted a similar law today. I just heard this evening before I came on that the politicians in the state and house, the Alabama State House, the House of Representatives, and the Alabama Senate passes anti-DEI law. So all the DEI programs that promoted diversity and equity and inclusion, many of those people, they've been fired. The entire programs have just been disbanded or thrown away. So in closing, here is my message to all the families, all the moms and dads and aunts and uncles and grandparents, because you carry a lot of weight, especially in our culture and community, that send all of our talented sons and daughters like to the University of Alabama and Auburn University, or like Florida State or the University of Florida to play football and basketball and volleyball. The men, women's basketball teams, the men's basketball team. If they don't want you, why would you go somewhere where you are not wanted? And then why would you go somewhere where you're not wanted, but they'll make millions of dollars off of you, and then they'll bitch and moan and cry because you get some money, because now college students are allowed to get money through what they call NIL, name, image, and likeness deals. Former coach Nick Saban, who I thought was a pretty cool dude, but he was like, all these kids now want, all they talk about is the NIL deals. Well, Nick Saban, all them brothers that played for you, you won 7 national well, you won a total because he won a national championship when he was at LSU way back in the day. but you won at least, 6 national championships at Alabama, and all them talented brothers from the state of Alabama. Now you had brothers that came from all over the country, but the majority, a large number of the young brothers you recruited were from the state of Alabama. And now you bitching and moaning because some of them, all of them ain't getting NIL deals, and you complaining. You've made hundreds of millions of dollars off of the sweat equity of these young brothers. Same for the University of Florida and Florida State. Really. So parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles, let's encourage our sons and daughters and grandsons and granddaughters and nieces and nephews. All these schools that got governors, that have politicians, primarily governors, and people in the state house, in the state senate, and the state house, in places like Alabama and Florida. I'm waiting for it to go down here, because Coach Dawn Staley coaches a state university. It's got the #1 women's basketball team in America, the #1 women's college basketball team, the Lady Gamecocks. She's already won, 2 national championships, if not 3? So I'm just waiting for that to go down, because y'all can F around and find out with Dawn Staley, because she could get, Dawn Staley, I'm still going to predict, will probably be the first woman to be a head coach in the NBA. The sister's that good. I'm just telling you. So, and they're about to win another, I'm going to speak it into existence. The University of South Carolina Lady Gamecocks, they're about to win another national championship. So that will be at least 3 national championships on Dawn Staley's watch. At least, I'm pretty certain this will be the 3rd one. If she's not already at 3, this will be number 3 if she wins this national championship in a couple weeks. So, encourage your sons. If they want to stay home in Florida, tell them to go play football or basketball at FAMU. Now, I know the facilities are not up to par, but the facilities really, that's not going to make you a pro. Put in the work. If you are good enough, they'll find your ass. I don't care where you go to school. You could be playing flag if you are that talented. Somebody, and now with social media and video clips all up on social media, on YouTube and X and TikTok and Threads and Twitter, Snapchat, you don't need these. The young star black athletes, you don't need these universities. They need you, and they've always needed you. So use your power. And parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles, encourage these young people. Don't go anywhere where you're not wanted. In all these states that have passed these anti-DEI laws, or all these programs, all these states that have eliminated the DEI programs, and all they were doing was promoting diversity and equity and inclusion. So when you hear people complain and talk about, oh, it's woke and we hate anti-DEI, it's racist, no, they're projecting, because they want to be able to go back to the racist practices and programs that these universities, these, as they call them, PWIs, these primarily white universities. Because, for a long time, University of Alabama, the only reason the University of Alabama's football team integrated was because they played a bowl game against the University of Southern California. And a brother, you can Google his name, Sam Bam Cunningham, ran through the University of Alabama's defense like they were toilet paper. The cheap kind of toilet paper. Not even the thick 2-ply northern whatever it is, the northern tissue. Not that kind. I'm talking about the bootleg, generic, not 2-ply, the 1-ply. The cheap-ass toilet paper that you try to wipe your behind and, the paper tears in your hand and you got doo-doo all over you. I know you're like, Geno, you nasty. No, I'm just keeping it real. USC, University of Southern California, I think it was 68, ran through the University of Alabama, to where the head coach after the game, sometime after the game said, I'm paraphrasing, we got to get some of them on our team. And that's how the University of Alabama, and basically all the schools in what's called the SEC, the Southeastern Conference. And now Georgia won national championships back-to-back. University of Alabama, they've had a great team. Clemson, which is not in the SEC, but in the South, they've won a national championship with a roster primarily, probably like 75, 80% of the roster, young black men. So stop. All these states that have passed and banned all the DEI programs, they're telling you, we really don't want you here. We just want you here so we can continue to make millions off your ass, but we really don't want y'all here. So don't go where you're not wanted. Go to some of these HBCUs. And they got them in every state. FAMU. I mean, y'all can go to Alabama A&M, Alabama State. All these southern states are Grambling. I could go on and on and on. Don't go anywhere where you are not wanted. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. You, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. If you've missed any of my back episodes, you can go to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel, my archive, and binge watch all my back episodes. You want to see that show when I had Ronald Isley on? I had him cracking up. And I asked him, does he have any idea how many Isley brother babies he's responsible for? And he said, I said, millions. No, he said, millions. I said, yes. Yes, Mr. Big. Yes, Ronald Isley. Millions. And so many other great episodes. You can binge watch any episode right here on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Brought to you by CM, like Mary, CM Transportation. Carissa Carter is the CEO. She was a guest of mine about 3 weeks ago. It is Women's History Month, and I featured her as an African-American woman, a CEO of a transportation company, one of the leading transportation companies in America. So you can binge watch any of those episodes. Brought to you by CM Transportation. If you need dependable, reliable, on-time delivery, your company, your business, do you have that with your transportation company? Do you not? Is your transportation company, are they dependable? Are they reliable? And are they on time for your business? If not, check her out. You can Google CM Transportation, Carissa Carter, Corisacarer, Carissa Carter, CM Transportation. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show, the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. Check him and his work. He is beyond a master barber. He is a hair artist. Check him and his collection, his work, his collection of just haircuts. He does it all. You want your hair right? Check out Markel Bailey. On Instagram, on IG, Kel B Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones. She's a wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show, or as I call her, the Drip Director. You can check Allie and her collection out on Instagram, LX.NCL. Underscores that little dash behind the second L. LX.NCL. Got that L on Instagram or IG. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Once again, thank everybody for watching me live. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. If you're watching, just say hi, Geno. Type it into my live chat room. I'll say hi to you. You know, you can use an alias. If you don't want people to know you watching because you might be watching at work, if you're watching in your hair salon or barber shop, if you're in the airport and you're watching me on your phone or tablet at the gate waiting on your flight to depart, maybe you're waiting for somebody to come in from wherever, just jump in the chat room and say hi. And be sure to copy and paste. You can copy the link, copy and paste it. You can tag, you can text the link, send the show to everybody. Let's make it go viral. Send this show, send this monologue. You got some folks that's got some sons, daughters, grandkids that's thinking about this being recruited by some of these PWIs, primarily white institutions in Florida and Alabama. Say, well, wait a minute. They have gotten rid of all the diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and fired all the black people who were working there because somehow when you promote diversity, equity, and inclusion, that's racist. No, that's that reverse Jedi mind trick. They want to go back to racist practices. So when people show you who they are and show you they don't want your ass, believe them and go someplace else. All right, everybody. I'll see you live Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. If you missed some of this show, go back and binge watch this. Monday night's episode was fire. Tuesday night's episode was fire. Last night, go back and binge watch all my shows from this week and tell everybody, or as Nelly would say, tell everybody to go back and binge watch. Be sure to like, be sure to share, be sure to screen grab or pull video clips and put them up on social media. And I will see you live here Thursday. And today, by the way, once again, first full day of spring. Yes, the spring ahead. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.